Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Crazy D's Equipment. So today we're going to go over some basic tractor maintenance. And look, I got help! So let's start where most people have most their trouble. Let's start with the hydraulic system on a tractor here. So let's go over just some of the very basic stuff that people have the most trouble with. So let's first talk about hoses. Okay, so all the hoses on here, on this loader here, if you look at these have all been replaced, and if you look at them, there's no cracks. There's no the rubber's pretty solid on them and stuff. If you step over here to this other tractor, let me show you some things.
Okay.
On this tractor, every hose on this tractor needs to be replaced, and that's something that I'll have the doc do here in the future. But if you look at this one, notice how these are flaking and it's just peeling off. And if you look down there, see how that hose is just soaked with oil. These hoses are shot. They're wore out. They're past their time. The oil's seeping through them. This hose is about to split and break. That hose up there has and already sprayed me. That's why the loader bucket is down. And then while we're at this one here, over here, I want to show you something else on the cylinders here. How this is soaked in oil already. That's because the packing at the end of these cylinders, there's a seal and material packed in there to keep the oil inside the cylinder. That stuff is shot. So I need to pull these cylinders off and have the doc pull them apart and put new seals and new packing in the end of them. That's something most people can't do themselves. Some cylinders are really simple and can be done, but most of the time, stuff like that just needs to be sent off to a hydraulic shop and have it done. But you can replace your hoses. It just requires you measuring your hoses and having the proper wrenches for pulling the hoses off. And you can go to TSC or Orsolin's or any ag supply store or even some hardware stores will have this stuff, and you can go to work and you can get replace all these hoses yourself and get this done yourself. But cylinders like that, you're probably going to need to send it into a hydraulic shop and have them fixed. But let's go back over to that tractor and let me show you the fluids that you need to think about, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so hydraulic fluid. On this tractor is where you check for the back for the PTO area. And if you notice, it's very low, and that's because I accidentally overfilled it when I first got this thing. I did not know how much it held, and I put half a bucket in here and I blew out the rear seals, and I haven't refilled it since. Christopher and or Junior Mint and the doc fixed that. But this is where you check. That's how you check that. Most tractors have a dipstick for that. Then you have a front area on this tractor. That's where you fill it on this one, and on your side over there is a dipstick for that, and I can show you that here in a minute. But that's how you check the hydraulic fluid. When you pull this stick, you're looking for nice, clean, clear oil like this has on it. You're not looking if it's milky, that needs to be drained and refilled. If it's dark colored, it probably needs to be drained and refilled. Some tractors have a hydraulic fluid filter. This one's old enough it doesn't. But let me show you over there real quick. So right here is where you check the hydraulic fluid for the front of the tractor, which you see it's full and it's clean and it's clear and it's good stuff. That one there, you can put a funnel in there and fill it up there, but that reservoir is all the same with that drain plug back there I showed you, so you can fill that tractor there. So, but that kind of covers a few basics, you know, that most people need to kind of go over on hydraulics and stuff. So that kind of covers that. So let's move on to the next subject here.
This has a flamethrower?
Well, that's just the brand of coil pack.
That would be really
Or,
cool.
well, coil, not coil pack, but a coil on this thing.
It would be way cooler if it had a flamethrower.
It doesn't have a flamethrower, sis. All right. All right, so we're going to talk about doing an oil change, which is really important to do, which should you ever off. So on this is my funk conversion. This is the tractor that me and Dan's been working on for a while, the dock. This is my souped up hot rod. I like to think of it that way. I've got the plugs and the wires and a bunch of other stuff done on it, but it needs an oil change. It's been sitting in a barn forever, and
I can tell.
it needs to be done. Yeah. So if you
Bag
look,
and tape.
yeah,
You have tape.
yeah. Well, if you look at that oil, that stuff is gross.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's been in there probably since the 70s. I mean, it's time to go. When the oil's older than me.
Like my car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like your car.
Okay.
So there's two different kinds of oil filters you'll find on tractors. On the older ones, like the early 9N Fords, and some of them have what Grandpa used to call a sock filter, and these used to have like a netting around them and stuff, and I think that's why Grandpa called them a sock filter, but it's just a canister filter. It goes inside a canister on the side here, and I'll show you how to change that out here in a minute. And then you're going to come up with these, like what a car has, and there'll be a platform, and this will screw off just like on a car, and it'll screw on. So that's the two different kinds of oil filters you'll come up to. But on this one here, it's this one. So I will show you how to change that here in a minute. But I'm going to have you do the oil change on this. And no, it's not Big Brother getting little sister to do what he doesn't want to do.
Sounds like
it isn't. Maybe a little.
I wouldn't want to get
Yeah.
in the middle of that.
You know, so,
Oil.
well, so, but I'm going to have you go ahead and do the oil change on this so you have the practice. And
Because
yeah.
I'm going to need to change oil and tractors
Yes,
again.
yeah, you may. So
Okay.
underneath the bottom of the tractor is going to be a plug in the bottom of the oil pan. And I will get you something to lay on here in a second. And I'll get you some wrenches.
I don't know where the oil pan is. You know that.
I know
Like
that. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We are going to go over where all that is. So it's the very bottom of the motor. So it would be the oil pan
Okay.
where all the oil goes from the
Okay.
motor. So
Do you have safety glasses for me?
no. There's no safety glasses in this shop. You kidding me?
I just feel like this is, I'm just like looking at this like, am I seriously gonna change? It'd be like going to the junkyard and like, oh, let me go find a car that doesn't have a, well, I guess, let me go find a car that doesn't have anything and no reason to even salvage it, and let's change the oil on it. This tractor is held together by JB Weld. Like little dots, a JB Weld. It don't need an oil change. It needs a scrap yard.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, here's something for you to lay on the ground.
Sometimes you just have to learn when to let things go, Dave.
Mhm.
This doesn't have any air in the tires, which are old.
Well, it will.
It's held,
I have tires
held
for it.
together by tape.
That's just there.
There's
It'll
no
be fine.
reason to change
It's okay.
the oil in this.
It's great.
Oh my God.
You might want to take that off. It could get oily.
Take what off?
That stuff on your wrist.
You know, what you might want to do is think about investing in a new tractor.
No. This will
Put
be
this
cool
one
when
out
it's
to the
done.
pasture. It's falling apart.
It's not falling apart.
It
it's in the process.
is.
It's in the process.
It's held
of being
together
cool.
by JB Weld and Loogies.
Kind of like your car.
You know? All right. All right. All right. I'll stop.
Okay.
You're right. Where?
Underneath. And here is an oil pan. Now.
How do you can't, you're not going to jack this up?
No.
I can't even fit under here.
You're tiny. You'll be fine.
Oh my God.
Okay. So this is the drain plug. It is a hex. So I will get you the correct tool for that. I thought it was a bolt. This actually here, you were pointing out a minute ago to me, that drains the transmission. That's the wrong one. So we don't want to do that.
This is disgusting.
Yep. Here's your drain pan. You're going to want that ready as soon as you start loosening that. So let me go get you the right tool. I'll be right back.
This is disgusting.
Oh, it is not. Oil's good for the skin. It opens the pores.
Or clogs them and gives you pimples.
So this is what you're going to need to break that drain plug out.
This weighs 35 pounds. If I hit myself in the face with this tool, I'm going to be pissed. Like, I don't even know how to use this. And it's the wrong one.
Is it too big?
Yes. Unless I'm supposed to. This is too big. I could have worn my flip-flops today, you know. You know, if I took this long to get the right, if I brought the wrong tool in the first place, and then I took this long to get the right tool, okay.
You're going to want to get, now you get to a point where you can just do it with your fingers.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Get,
Just keep unscrewing it.
yeah, when it's about to fall, you want to be ready to get your hand up. Get your hand up. Get your hand up. Yeah, like that. Or if you don't, you'll just cover your hand in oil.
This oil is the blackest oil and way more black than any oil that's ever been in my car. So I would like for you to take it back what you said. This is disgusting.
It's quite old. All right, we'll set that off to the side. There's a little bump in that pan for that, just for that purpose. Set that there. I got a rag for you. Come out here. Careful. All right. There's a rag. Now we're going to go over the other side. And we're going to go ahead and pull the oil filter and stuff while it's draining. Because with those canister filters like that, or those container filters like that, you want to pull those while there's a drain plug, because otherwise the oil doesn't drain out correctly out of them. So we're going to do that while you got the plug out.
Okay.
So, and then we'll come back to this here in just a minute.
Everyone needs a break, especially farmers today. So put a pin in it and take a trip August 29th to Liberal, Kansas for the 3rd annual Antique Tractor Show presented by Keating Tractor and Equipment. Do you think you have what it takes to be the Smokin' Sweets champion? Let the future farmers try out some equipment of their own. You could even run into Crazy D. You can register your tractor or sign up for the showdown by clicking the link below. So take the day off and come join us August 29th at Keating Tractor and Equipment.
Okay, so I'm going to give you this bolt here on the top. I'm going to have you loosen it up, take it all the way out, and you want to tap this a little bit, pull the top off. We're going to pull the oil filter inside here out. You're going to set it down in that container down there with the old oil. The new oil filter's in here, and then when you get to that point, I'll show you what you need to do, okay?
Okay.
You want to tap it a little bit. Remember, it's been on there for about 70 years. Here. Let me see something. There it goes. There you go. I just had to get the right angle on it.
Just in case I ever decide to do this when you're not with me.
Oh yes, yes, indeed. So, all right, so you're gonna pull that out. Oh, co-op filter, probably done last time, late 80s, early 70s. So, look at this head. See this here where the old gasket was sticking?
Oh, peel it
We're
off.
gonna peel that off, and just go ahead and throw that down in your little pan down there. So, and just slide that one back in there. The oil's all drained out because you're draining from the bottom. You want to make sure that, now hold on, you want to make sure you get the old,
Oh, okay.
there, yeah. Peel that old gasket off of there. because you're going to put the new gasket on, flat all the way around. And then you're going to put this there. Now your bolt.
I'd like to do this part since you're making me crawl under the tractor. I think I should at least get to screw the easy bolt in. Touche. Can you just hand tighten this, or do
Nope.
you have to tighten it with a wrench?
Get it tight as you can. You want to snug it up. You don't want to, it doesn't got to be torqued or anything. It just needs to be snugged up. Righty tighty, lefty
I
loosey.
know I was saying it in my head. I didn't want to say it out loud. Is that probably pretty
That's
good?
probably pretty good right
Okay.
there. Yeah. But you'll have to dig around in in there until you find it, so. No, you're gonna do it if you Nice try, sis, but you're gonna do it if you drop it in there. Okay.
Okay, it's as tight as I can do.
All right, now take the wrench.
The rag or the wrench?
Take the wrench and snug it up as tight as you can.
There is no room to work in this.
Again, don't drop the wrench in the oil. You'll have to dig it out and use an oily wrench. Also, you might want to change your wrench from loosening to tight.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
All right, did you already switch it over?
No, but it's working.
Okay.
No, bro, don't fix it. Yeah. Okay. That's
Tight.
pretty tight.
Okay.
Now wipe it.
Now we wipe it off.
Why do you have to wipe it off? It's not like it
So it's
isn't
not
going
dripping oil.
to drip from 30 other orifices on this tractor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think it's tight enough. Maybe
Okay.
one more time I should try just to make sure. It's probably not going anywhere though. Yep, that's tight.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, well, come on out. So I got you 5 quarts of oil, and you're going to need to add them right here. So you're going to pull this off, and you're going to dump the oil into there. Once you get the five quarts dumped into there, you want to pull this and check it, and you want it to be sitting on that line right there. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to step away. And by the way, I'm getting oily and greasy, and the whole point of you doing this was so I didn't.
Mr. didn't crawl under.
All right, 5 quarts of oil.
Where's your funnel? You're gonna make me do this without a funnel. Oh man.
Oh God, fine, I'll get you funnel.
No, I mean I'll do it, but I'm
No.
just saying that normally when I see people change oil, they have a funnel.
I get you a funnel.
Oh, I don't need one.
You decide you do.
Is tractor oil the same thing as car oil? Like 5W or 10W or?
Well, it depends on what motor you're going to put. I'm putting 1030 in this old motor. It's not what the book would call for. Back in the day, this motor would probably run a 30 weight. It's kind of hard to find the old 30 weights or the oil to the age and time of this motor, because this motor's a 48, so things have changed since then.
How does this go
That
back
would
on?
be to keep turning it. There you go.
And it just stays
Yeah,
there?
it just rides right there. So,
Okay.
and that's that. So, now it's time for you to do the most important thing of all. Clean up your mess.
Clean up your mess.
Clean up your mess. That's the
No,
most
because I'm
annoying.
gonna spill that.
I'll help you pull that out and set it where it needs to go. But all right, while we're picking this up here real quick, one thing you need to remember: unfortunately, we can't start this tractor, but we need normally when you do an oil change like this, you would go ahead and you would start it and you would run it and you would make sure it came up to pressure, and that you didn't have any oil leaks anywhere or anything. And then you would check it again to make sure that you had enough oil and stuff in it. But unfortunately, we can't do that on this one. So, but that would be the normal end to an oil change. So just real quick, one last thing I want to talk to you about. tires on these things, okay? Remember that one you drove last time when I taught you how to actually just how to drive? That thing had pretty new tires on the back, and they were pretty solid. And this one back here, this old tractor has new tires on the back. Unfortunately, they had calcium in the rims, and they put that in tractors a lot of times to weight them down. This thing had a loader on the front, but calcium eats the iron and chewed up the rims, and that tire is now shot. But when you're looking at these, you want to set the pressure. I like to keep about 20 pounds of pressure in the back tire for tractors. It doesn't sound like a lot, but this is a big tire. That also gives the tire ability to squat when you need it to, and so you dig in and get tread. You're gonna look at the sidewall. This one doesn't have any cracks. It doesn't have any, it isn't all drywall. There isn't like an all dried out looking. You look at this one over here. Yeah, see how this one has the cracks and stuff in it. This thing's getting old. This tire's flexed. If you look down here, you got a piece that's popped out. That tire's not a bad tire. That tire will last a while, but it's getting to the end of its life. And then you get over like on that old case over there. Those tires are dry rotted. They're not got much life left in them. If you look real close to them, there's like this really fine checker pattern all over them of dry rot, and those tires really should be considered about being replaced. So, and this is kind of normal. You hit something when you're pulling something and it chucks a piece out of the tread, so that isn't bad. But you can also look at the tread on these. This wavy tread, that's definitely older tread. More modern tread is going to be this squared bar stuff like this. So these tires are definitely newer, but that's just kind of something I wanted to, if you don't really know, kind of something you should know. So, but otherwise, you forgive me for making you do an oil change?
It wasn't so bad.
It wasn't so bad?
But the underneath of this,
Well,
disgusting.
it's an oil pan. It's going to be a little gross. So.
But it wasn't bad.
But
it was easier than learning how to drive the tractor.
Well, that's good. So, well, anyways, so.
Thanks for teaching me.
All right, sis. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. And we'll catch you next week.